Welcome into the Reset Room. Good evening. My name is Rhonda. This is the Reset Room where we talk about all things life and career resets. This is where we reflect, we build, we even rebuild, no matter where we are in our journeys. We could be in the middle of a job. Hey, Melissa, welcome in. We could be thinking about what's next, rediscovering our purpose. If we're just not really sure, if something just sort of feels off and we want to have a space, a safe place to really process that and think about that. Hey, Christmas, Sean, welcome in. Hey, the People's Place, welcome in. And this is sort of where we do that. I'm Rhonda. I'm a career reset coach. And if you're like, what is that? Fair question. Many people ask. Hey, house dealer, welcome in. I basically help people reset jobs, careers, level up at work, and get paid. And occasionally, I am actually working through hey, house dealer. Thank you so much for that. Trying to move things around on my screen here, folks. I think the board's in the way. Okay, I think that's a little better. Sometimes, hey, I'm good. How are you, friend? Glad you're here. Hey, governess, welcome in, because I learned a few new things today that I definitely wanted to share. So what I've been doing, so I go live Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, generally talking about our career stuff, and generally we have like a theme for the day. I learned some tips that I wanted to, and some sort of things to help protect our accounts today that I definitely wanted to share with the content creators, and probably that everyone that has a TikTok account could find helpful. Some really large creators have been getting hacked. Their accounts have been getting hacked lately, so definitely wanted to come on to share some of that information. So yeah, welcome in, welcome in. Hey Ari, welcome in. Hey Messy, welcome in. Good, some of you content creators. So let me tell you what I learned today. So a couple of, like I said, large creators, thank you for that, Heart Me, have gotten their accounts hacked. And so here are a couple of things we can do. Hey there, friend. How are you? Hope you had a good day. It is freezing in New York. Not sure where it is, where you all are, but in New York City, the wind is whipping. Hey, Wendy, welcome in. So a couple things. Hey, Dana, welcome in, that they didn't have in place. So when you go into your TikTok account, if you go up to the hamburger, oh, it's 26 where you are. Yeah, it was 12 degrees here in New York City this morning. And I live right on the river, and I hear the wind just whipping out there right now on the river. So a couple of things that folks did not have in place. One is two-step verification. That was turned off in these accounts that were actually recently hacked. So they did not have any sort of two-step verification turned on. So definitely make sure you have that turned on in your accounts. And then now here's a setting that's there that I just discovered today that has been there, I'm sure, the whole time. Okay, right. Yeah. Nikki, make sure to turn that on. So what's happening is how these couple of folks that I spoke with have gotten hacked. They got a message from another creator that they knew. So this was someone that felt familiar to them, someone that they knew. And the newest sort of verbiage that the hackers are using, it's something like, baby, I'm entering a fashion contest. Click on this link to vote for me. But what the link is, what they're doing. So, of course, we don't click links in our messages. Like, we've been taught that, we've learned that, we've got it down. But what's happening is once they hack the account, they're actually modifying the link on the creator's bio. So underneath your bio, they're putting the links there. And so folks are going there because, again, like I have a link, in my bio, which a lot of us do. It could be a link to, wherever. But we have that there. So that's what they're doing. So if you don't have that two-step verification on, when you click that link, you're basically giving them access to your account. So yeah, so make sure you turn on. Exactly. It is terrible. It is horrible that this is happening. But yeah, and like they're saying, like there are more people getting on TikTok. There are more creators like us, either you're a live creator or a content creator. Yeah, Nikki, go do it now. Like seriously, leave the live, go to the hamburger. Well, wait, Nikki, let me give you another thing to do when you're there. So turn on your two-step verification if it's not on. The second thing is underneath that, there's a link. Like I said, it was there the whole time. I didn't even know. And for me, it was turned on. I turned it off today. It says something like save logins for iCloud. verifications. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean your iCloud. Like one would think, like this is my TikTok account. So that means like if I'm logging on like my phone or if I'm in my iPad, but apparently it could be anyone with an iCloud email. So turn that off. Turn that off. And then lastly, what I learned is what they're calling a TikTok birth certificate. So let me see if I can, I'm going to show you where it is, but I'm not going to tap it because then you'd see my TikTok birth certificate. But when you go into your profile, I'll see, it just told me my account is protected. I have to log in. Okay. I'll just tell you where it is. When you go into, your account, when you get into the hamburger, all the way at the bottom, there's some numbers that are there and they're random for all of us. When you tap on that, 2 additional numbers will appear and they're really long numbers. Take a screenshot of that. So the two creators that I'm talking about that were recently hacked, the agencies are working with TikTok because they have those unique identifying numbers. So the hackers won't have those numbers. So those are sort of the 3 things you want to look for in your account. 1, make sure your 2-step verification is turned on. That's the first thing. That save iCloud password settings, turn that button. It's a button, so just turn it off. Mine was automatically on, or maybe I turned it on, didn't even realize. Or again, thinking, okay, I'm an iPhone user. That means that, okay, when I go on my iPad, I'm going to be logged in, but turn that off. And yeah, it may mean that you may have to take an extra step and actually log in the password, but it's going to help to keep your account safe. And then again, get your birth certificate numbers. Nikki, you might have missed this part. So when you go, so you might have to pop out again. When you log into your hamburger and you're in your account, all the way at the very bottom, you'll see some numbers. It's a random set of numbers. If you tap on that, I had to tap on it, I think 2 or 3 times. Then you'll see 2 other numbers that'll appear, and they're very long numbers. Screenshot those numbers. Hey, Nadia, welcome in. From what I understand is that those are unique identifiers that will help TikTok recognize that you're the owner of your account in the event if your account was hacked, because the hackers won't be able to have access to those numbers. So take a screenshot of that. They're calling it the TikTok birth certificate. So do that, folks. So yeah, so that's definitely, hey, Nadia, welcome. Thank you. Welcome in. Wanted to definitely share that. Like I said, there are 2 larger creators, much larger than us, myself and us newbies that are just coming on the scene whose accounts were recently hacked. So yeah, so definitely check that out. Well, how is everybody's Tuesday? Okay, sure, Nadia. Yeah, well, just got here. Okay, well, welcome in. This is what I call the reset room. It is, okay, TikTok's telling me I got a flash go. If you're a live host, you try to, oh, this is a cool one. It's a fun one. Let me pin it there. It looks like a little easy one. Welcome in. Hey, Travelholic. Hey, Delette. Welcome in. Delette, I was just sharing the information. Actually, I learned this information earlier today in Delette's room because our beloved creator, Mama Lupe, her account had been hacked. And so I was telling the folks, Delette, about a couple different things. 1, making sure your 2-step verification is turned on. So Nadia, that's one thing. When you go into your account settings, I believe it's in security and permissions or security and privacy. I can't remember exactly how it's worded. Go in there and make sure your 2-step verification is on, for 1. And then right below that, I believe the next option, it says something like save iCloud passwords. And so mine was turned on. And I think if I turned it on, I was probably thinking that, okay, I don't want to have to, when I use my iPad, I don't want to have to log in my password every time. But I actually turned that off today just as a safe measure. And then number 3, our TikTok birth certificate. So that's scrolling all the way down to that end of that page, tapping on that number. And then 2 additional numbers are going to appear. They're really long numbers. Just screenshot those. And those will be helpful in the event that your account is hacked. And one thing that is very helpful that has been helping a lot of creators is having an agency. And again, I'm with GQ, but feel free to join whoever you want to join with. But they've been really helpful in helping creators get their accounts back from TikTok. Because remember, like there's no 1-800 TikTok. As creators, we can't call up someone on the phone and say, hey, my account just got hacked. Thank you all for helping me meet that flash goal. So having an agency helps in that case. And like I said, they're helping creators do that. And then some other creators that I understand had got hacked too. You know, the agencies have been helpful. Even though they're live host agencies, they're really the only liaison we have as creators to TikTok. So definitely some things to definitely turn on, make sure we're protecting our accounts as much as possible. Thank you, Nikki. Nadia, did you catch all those 3 points? Just want to make sure. And yeah, like I would say, like run, don't walk, even if you need to pop out. Because I was actually in Delette's live earlier and I popped out of the room, turned all the things on, did all the things, screenshot my birth certificate numbers, and then rejoined her live, just so that we can make sure we are all being safe out here. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki is sharing this live to all of America. Thank you, Nikki. And we love that, and we love you for that. Thank you all. Yay, yay, yay. But yeah, so that's what I definitely wanted to share and kind of regroup. How was everybody's Tuesday? I'm gonna give y'all some TMI on how Nadia, did you catch those 3? Just want to make sure you got those 3 tips. And even if you're not a creator, it's still helpful to protect your account. Like, you know, there's a more, like they said, there are 1.6 billion users on TikTok a month. That's a lot of people. Okay, mostly. Okay, I'll just go over really quickly. One is 2-step verification. Make sure you have that turned on so that, you know, like basically if someone were to access your account, whatever that 2-step, for me, it's like a text to my phone. So whatever that's 2-step process that you pick. Thank you, Delette, for being the title gifter of the hat mustache. So 2-step verification, make sure you turn that on. And then that saved passwords, like automatically log in, I would turn that off. Again, up to you, totally up to you. I turn mine off. And then third is scrolling all the way to the bottom of your profile, and you'll see a set of numbers. They'll look random. If you tap on it, you'll get 2 more sets of numbers. Delette nicknamed it the TikTok birth certificate. So those are unique numbers that you will need in the event that if you're, so I just took a screenshot when the numbers came up, just took a screenshot of it so you'd have it. In the event if your account got hacked and you were locked out of it, you would need that information to help communicate with TikTok. And again, remember, having an agency, back to that part, having an agency is gonna be, they're your liaison. Like there's no 1-800-TikTok that we can call up as creators and say, hey, I got a problem. There's not. So we need, you know, having that support from an agency is definitely always helpful. Thank you, Delette. Okay, got it. Okay, good. Glad you got it, Nadia. Yeah, so that was something that I learned today. And this is it's a daily journey for all of us. Hey, C-Boy, that's my TikTok bestie. Were you all here on Saturday? We had Sunday. We had an amazing conversation. It was so interesting. We were talking about, can you say how to get the numbers again? Sure. So Nikki, when you go to hold on, let me log in on my backup because I logged out because remember I turned off don't sign me in automatically on my other account. Just because, oh wow, now it's gonna see, oh wow, it's doing the most, y'all. It's sending a text over here to the main phone. Just because, oh wow, now it's gonna see, oh wow, it's doing the most, y'all. It's sending a text over here to the main phone. Okay. Okay, I am back. Okay, so I get it. I'm actually doing the real time. So I'm trying to log into my other phone. And again, I turned off the automatically log me into other iCloud devices. So as a safeguard. Yes. Okay, so now I'm in. So let me go to my profile. So this is me. So at the very top where the hamburger is over here, if you tap on that and then go into all the way at the bottom, oh, the glare is terrible, isn't it? Settings and privacy. We're gonna go there. And if you scroll all the way at the bottom, see these numbers down here? That's what you're gonna tap on. And then when you tap on that, you'll see, it took me 2 or 3 taps to get it to come up, but two additional numbers, and they're very long numbers, will pop up. Hey, Tasha Tells the Truth. Welcome in. Thank you for your heart me. And then two additional numbers are going to come up. Screenshot those numbers. Hi, thank you, friend. Thank you, sister, for what coming in. And what I understand is those are the numbers we're going to need. Like if our accounts are ever hacked and we need to be able to prove that it was us, you know, not that the account is actually ours. I am good. How are you? I see you've been doing your thing out there in TikTok headquarters in LA. If you all haven't been introduced or connected with Tasha Tells the Truth, she is an amazing creator on this platform. I love her room. Talk about tells the truth and giving it to you raw. She is a Christian sister. It's just a beautiful place to be in her room. So definitely connect with her and check her out. But yeah, so we're just trying to keep our accounts safe. And like I said, that's something I just learned today. So you got it, Nikki? Okay, I was tapping. Yeah, it took me, like I said, it took me 2 or 3 tries and then it popped up on the screen. So I don't know if it's I don't know. Hey, Aisha, welcome in. I don't know if it's a wrist thing or what, but it did eventually come up for me. But yeah, try to get those numbers and then screenshot them. Because again, we're just trying to be safe. We were talking about, trying to prevent our accounts as much as possible from, being hacked. We were talking, there are a couple creators that I interact with that recently had their accounts taken over by hackers, and a couple of things that they didn't. I appreciate you too. Didn't have in place. One was that 2-step verification, did not have that turned on. So once the hacker had gained access, hey, Tamco, they were automatically into their account and had taken over. And so they were locked out of their accounts right away. I even reset my password today, like as another safety measure, just thinking about, all of that. Since I'm resetting all these other settings, I turned off the automatic logins on other iCloud devices, which I'm fine with. Like you said, I just had to log into my other phone, which is fine. I'd rather do that, be safe than sorry. Like I said, I reset my password and then again, got those identification numbers that are on our profiles at the bottom and just screenshot those so you can have them handy. And having an agency, if you're still eligible to qualify, there is like a number of diamonds. I think if you've earned, what is it? I think it's if you've is it 500,000 diamonds? I think if you've earned more than $5,000 on the platform, you're not eligible to join a creator networking agency. But if you're under that, yeah, you're with GQ. Yeah. So again, they're helping with a lot of things, which is great, and really they're our only liaison to TikTok. Like we don't have a number that we could call and say, hey, TikTok, I was hacked. So, just trying to do what we can to. Hi, Mimi. Guess what? I'm a Mimi too. That's because I'm a grandma. Welcome in. But yeah, so I just wanted to definitely share that today. And then kind of, do a brief recap of where we've been the last few days. I didn't come on live yesterday. Thank you, Tamco, for the best gear. And you see I'm in, the campaigns. We've been talking a lot about, when we're making money here as creators on TikTok. Not that Live Fest isn't over, because like the top creators, I think the top 20 in each category have advanced. And I think there's some new, hey QD, welcome in. Hey T Lake, welcome in. Have joined, and there's some fandom and some talent leagues. They neither one for me, but I know the Live Fest is still going on, but this campaign where you see my, what is this called? Viewer wishes here. This is the Holly Jolly Live. Thank you for the heart me. So again, like I said, for the most part, like I jump in on every campaign. I mean, you may earn a few cents here, a few cents there, and every Wednesday, guess what? It all adds up for TikTok payday. For you new creators that are in the room, who's getting a paycheck tomorrow? Get the paycheck? Okay, Nikki. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully you are, and you haven't exchanged it all for coins. Because we've all done that, and I have too. Okay, QD. Okay, Nikki, I will see you soon. Yeah, absolutely. I come here to share. When I learn something, I want to share it. We're all in this together. That's community. Like that's really the spirit of TikTok. Which I say it all the time, which is probably one of the most exciting and also surprising things that I found here when I came is that there really is community here. Yeah, so glad to hear and glad to be here. I was not on yesterday. TMI, I was prepping for a colonoscopy. Oh, you already know. We're not going to even talk about that. But yeah, so that was yesterday, and I am here today. So glad to see everybody. And gosh, wanted to talk about so many things. Digital products. For those of you that have been with us the last couple of weeks, how's it going? Any questions? Are you still working through the kinks? Some of the key points, just for refresher for those of you that may not have been here, some of the key things we talked about is really when you're thinking about creating products, or any sort of like, even I have to say, even like if you're on a live, like if you're a live creator, or even thinking about content, like if you're communicating something, you're sort of selling the transformation of something. So it's not just, okay, buy this ebook. Yeah, okay, fine. And fine, they can do that. Hey, Michelle, after 50, welcome in. But it's the transformation is really what you're selling. So you want to really think about that, like when you're putting your materials together, when you think about marketing, when you think about content. Thank you for that, Feather Tiara. You want to think about sort of all of those things. I love having you. I love having you in my community too, Nikki. Nikki is one of the, I feel like she's an OG. I think Nikki's been going live since May, and I just started in October? This is week 6. So yeah, where does that put us? Oh yeah, I can't think. October, yes, the last week of October. And she and I actually, she co-hosted my third live with me that was over 30 minutes. Oh, you started in August. Okay. Yeah, so she was again ahead of me. And we had such a great conversation that day. And I know I've shared with those of you in the room that we helped a couple of creators during that call, that live we were co-hosting, which is great. And for me, that's sort of why I'm here. It's about the impact, For those of you that don't know my story, my name is Rhonda. I've been in HR for about 20 years. You need a co-host? Oh, anytime, QD. We can talk about everything. You can sell me on my house in North Carolina. Let's do it. QD is a realtor, and we're in a few rooms together. And I just learned recently that she is in North Carolina, which is my dream place to retire to in 2 years. And the countdown is on. Oh, Michelle, you're in North Carolina too? Oh, we're going to have a TikTok party. Yes. Yeah, I am looking at the Charlotte area. But yeah, 2 years I am left in this cold. So I am counting down. I have the countdown timer on my phone doing all the things. All right. Thank you, Aisha. I'll see you soon. I'll pop over if I get a chance. Yes. No, we can okay, you're 30 minutes north. Okay, this is so great. Yeah, we all got cars, have cars, we'll travel. We're going to do it. Yay. But no, QD, seriously, if you are ready to, look into the snowbird. Yes, I am. I know, Messy, because she's in the north. We're not far from each other. And it was 12 degrees here in New York City today. I was like, oh, I am so over this nonsense. So it's time to go. But seriously, QD, whenever you want to, we can co-host, we can come up with a topic, whatever you want to talk about. I'm glad to do it. Like I said, Nikki did it for me. I'm glad to do it. So, and then Sunday we did, for those of you who popped on, Sepoy, if she's still here, because she goes live in the evening too. She's my TikTok bestie. And I tell the story about how we became TikTok besties. It was truly an epic fail, y'all. So we both follow Monster Mara, and I came across a post, and Monster was saying she was doing the 25 times a day challenge. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm down. I'm gonna do this. So I was reading through the comments, and I was making a comment. She was saying, hey, I need accountability partners. And I was like, okay, me. And then I saw Sepoy had said that, she was ready to be an accountability part. So I messaged her directly saying, hey, let's be each other's accountability partner in this. Yeah, we didn't even do one day. I made 9 pieces of content in one day, and that almost took me out, y'all. I'm like, how do they do this? I mean, that 9, I mean, it was a lot. I'm like, what? So I've settled into my 3 is probably like on a good day, I'm doing 3. Most days is 1. But I do want to amp it up. I do, because the algorithm just gave me some shade, y'all. I'm like, see, I was in the Creator Rewards program, and if you don't know, to be in the Creator Rewards program, you have to have 10,000 followers. And you also have to have more than 100,000 views within 30 days from the day you apply. So basically, if you apply today's what, December 9th, they would do a look back. The algorithm would look back 30 days and count the views that you've had. So I strategically planned, I had the views actually, y'all, before I had the followers. Okay, so I was ready. And I planned, so like my big viral video that's got at that time, it probably had 300,000 views that I had posted on September 22nd. So I knew that I had roughly till October 22nd to get to the 10K in views. Oh yeah, Michelle, I'll tell you about that post in a minute. To get to the 10,000, the followers. I needed to, I had time to get to the followers because I had the views. Mad dash. I mean, I literally didn't sleep for 2 weeks, spending time in rooms, engaging, working the chats and all of the rooms, connecting with people. I mean, it's work, y'all. It's work. But I made it. October 17th, I made it to the 10K. I applied for the program Get In. How about 2 weeks ago, I got a message that says, we have just disqualified you from the Creator Rewards program. I'm like, what is happening? Appealed it and still said denied. Now, mind you, on my profile, the 3 posts that I have pinned, 2 are from that period of time that are almost 500,000 views. What algorithm? Okay, fine. And yeah, it's too much. It's too much. I was like, see, my real job don't treat me this bad. Yeah, yes, Michelle said the same thing to me about, hey, private videos. I'm like, no, I'm appealing. There are no private videos. And if you look, the pinned videos on my page are more than 100,000 views. Denied. It's like, okay. And basically it said something like, you can reapply again December 26th. But remember, right? It's a 30-day look back. So those views don't even count anymore. So I need 100,000 views from December 26th back. Okay, y'all. I was like, exactly. It totally is, Michelle. Some straight up capital B, capital S. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, so, I'm not going to be staying doom and gloom. I'm like, okay, algorithm, you were just saying to me that you want me to prove that I can go viral. So here I am again. I have one video right now, and I think it just hit 30K views, which is in this period. But now I need to push out a lot more content in the next, till Christmas, to the 26th, to try to get to the 100K views. Yeah, I don't work, like I said, I don't work this hard on a job that pays me. And let me be clear, I'm getting a TikTok paycheck, but it ain't like my real paycheck. Okay, not in the... So yeah, it's a glitch, but it's fine. It's fine. So yes, I'm gonna start doing something to crank out more content. But Michelle, my one content that I think it's at 450K views, it was a post I did on women managers. And what I was just sharing was just my experience in that when I've had women managers, I've just not been able to be successful, been able to thrive. There's a lot of interaction, female stuff that has happened. Conversely, when I've reported to and had male managers, that I've been just the most successful and been able to thrive. So yeah, that video went, and I didn't even expect it. I was just sharing sort of my perspective and really asking the question, is this just me and my experience, or is this really a thing? Well, no, it's really a thing, Yeah, and so I definitely want to. I'm trying to figure out, and maybe we can talk through it, and maybe some of you want to participate. Like, I really want to host the conversation, co-host the conversation, because like I've as a woman and as a manager, I've tried to be better than what I experienced and what I had, and wanted to really just sort of talk it out. Like, I know there's a lot of stuff in that, I mean, like, even like the comments, I think that video, the comments, they're more than 4,000, I think. And at that time when it posted, there were like 3,000 comments. And okay, let me write this down. Yes, Michelle, like, I really want to talk about it, because we need to, one, get better. And then there were also a lot of women who posted in the chat who are newer managers, who were saying like, hey, like, I want to learn from those of you who've been managing a long time, how not to be that way, to not be, sort of the bad experience that so many of us had. Like I said, and I had no idea that that post was going to have that much appeal. And that's why it's like, this algorithm be doing what it wants to do. I had no idea that that post would be one that went actually viral. But yeah, I think it's worth talking about, because there's clearly something there. Like, thousands of other people that replied, and even some men replied to that post that said same even for them. Yeah, so it's something that's happened, something that's there, that I think we should talk about. One, like, what do we think it is, so that we can sort of, if we see it, maybe help to coach it out and address it, even with coworkers. Like, I'm that person. Like, if one of my coworkers is sort of, moving out of line, part of it's HR, it's my work, but part of it is just being a good coworker and a peer. Like, hey, let's talk about that. I want them to win as much as I want to win. So, but yeah, it's a thing. So, okay, Michelle. So yeah, I'm gonna check in with a few people, and we'll figure something. Maybe after the holidays and all that, we'll put together a conversation, so we can kind of talk and and get some perspective and promote it out. And because I definitely want to hear, like, I hear like girls, and okay, I think that's a part of it, like women just supporting women in general. But also want to understand sort of like what's underneath the dysfunction that is happening there too. Right. And so, right. I mean, we're so thoughtful about how we manage because we didn't have good experiences, So yeah, definitely want to have those conversations and do the talk. But yeah, thank you all for commenting on all that good stuff. Wow, the last week feels like it's been a blur, but we've been talking about a lot of things. Started creating okay, Michelle, I got you down. And there's one or two other people that actually wanted to see Poi, my bestie, and I'm going to find one more person so we can have 4 little squares on the screen so we can look cute. And have a conversation and just sort of, talk through all of that. But we've been doing a lot of things in this room, which has been really good. We've been working on creating digital products. Finally had a better today. Okay, good. Glad to hear that, Michelle. Glad you had a better day today. I've had good naps today because, I had the colonoscopy this morning. I had the propofol nap for a long time. It's been a great day. I just been asleep all day. Okay, so now, question. Does this look like a bathrobe that I have on, y'all? Because it is. I said, I wonder if anyone's going to say, why she got her bathrobe on live? I mean, it's cute. It's a little blinged out because I like a little sparkle. But it's my robe, y'all. It really is. All right, Governess. Now, Governess, okay, I'll tell y'all, Governess, she's my moderator, but she's also my cousin. So, of course, she's going to co-sign all of my BS, and I'm here for it all day long. Oh, okay. All right, Michelle. I'll take that. Michelle said it looks like a vintage jogging jacket. Okay, I will take that. But seriously, though, when I thought about coming to TikTok to create a community of support, I thought about Governess. Like I said, she's my cousin, she's my friend, and I have reset my life and career. So, girl, Governess said, you ain't running. Girl, not with these knees and hips. These 58 years of knees and hips ain't running nowhere to the bed. to lay down somewhere, that's about it. But no, when I thought about coming to TikTok to create a community, it was like, I know that everyone doesn't have that support. Like, and she has, again, all of my crazy, y'all. And there's been some crazy resets. There's been some logical ones. Y'all, did I tell you about the one when I married the prisoner? Maybe we'll save that for a Friday night chat. Maybe with some cocktails or something. QD. Listen, I have lived some lives, QD. I have been a preacher's wife and a prisoner's wife, okay? Look, Mish thinks she got some stories. I got some stories too, y'all. But seriously, governess, my cousin, she has been with me. And QD said, spill the tea. The reset button was stuck for a minute. Listen. But everybody doesn't have that support, in their family and friends. And some have actually the opposite, which is so I've been posting a lot of content about that because a lot of people have been messaging me saying not just not having the support, but family and friends trying to derail their progress and their elevation. And that just breaks my heart to just think that your family is, trying to sabotage. And one piece of content that I did, and I have a couple more I'm going to crank out, is just stop talking about it. We can't share everything with everybody because everybody doesn't want to see us succeed. Our succeed may feel like a loss to them. And so they may sabotage, and not that they're mean, not that they're whatever, but they're just feeling oh my God, they're losing a piece of you. And so some of that share, I move in silence. I'm not out here talking about nothing I'm doing. I'm just doing it. Even TikTok, one of my friends popped in, it was a couple weeks ago before my battle, and he was like, what you doing in here? And he's someone I know out in the real world, but I'm not, I don't talk about stuff. I just move. And we don't have to share sort of all of that with everybody. But yeah, so we've been talking a lot about that, creating our digital products, trying to just create multiple revenue streams on the platform. That's right, governance. Real G's move in silence. like lasagna. Wait, okay, you're gonna have to break that one down. What? Like lasagna? Does lasagna speak? What do you mean, cuz? Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, you're going to have to break that one down, governess. I don't understand what you mean, but okay. Well, we're going to wait for her comment in the chat. But we were doing that on Sunday. We did it was me and Sepoy. Sepoy, I think it was our setting. So we had planned to co-host a conversation on branding as creators on the platform, and we had scheduled to go live at 1:00. I got on at 1. I looked for her, and the co-host could not see her, couldn't find her. She looked for me, couldn't see me, couldn't find her. So we're live. So I kept going. Then at some point, her husband came in the room, and I was like, "Where's your wife?" We were supposed to go live, and she was like, "I was looking for you." I'm like, "I'm looking for you." But we finally combined that conversation. But it was a great conversation. We were talking about branding our niches here on the platform and just really tightening it up. Part of that for me, that's sort of a focus for me for 2026. So we started talking about goal setting for the new year coming up. And for me, December is all about that for me. I'm not waiting till January 1st. I'm month of December. I think about what do I want the next year. And for me, I'm planning 2 years ahead because I'm out of New York City in 2027, and I'm going to keep saying it. And so I'm planning 2 years out, and brand deals is one of those things. So, that's sort of the approach that I took with what we talked about on Sunday. So I'll just do a quick recap for folks that weren't here. We talked about, making sure, for one, that our bios on the platform are really tight. It's sort of, you're truly answering, who you are, what you're here to do, and why you. And so I was kind of using my profile, again, not that it's perfect, but I think it answers those questions well. And so mine starts out, my first few words are HR pro turned coach. So that's sort of the why me. That hopefully says why I'm credible at what I'm talking about here on the platform. So I'm an HR pro turned coach. And so this is who I am. And then what I do. Then my next line is strictly that. I help women change jobs, change careers, level up, and get paid. So it's pretty clear and concise, and is in many, fewer words as possible, because that's what I've learned too over the time. Like, people on TikTok are not patient. Like, they're not going to read all of that. So really just making sure that our bios are really tight as to who we are, what we're doing here, and why us. Like, why are we credible in that thing? And they're really thinking about, Mish had started talking. I talk about Mish stories a lot, y'all. That's my homeroom. But she started talking, and she touched a little bit on brand deals, and one of her lives was really about making sure that your content and that your page is representative of, okay, Michelle, thank you for stopping in. That your page is representative of the brand you're looking to attract. So that's sort of something like, that's where my focus is, like really analyzing. I look at my data analytics all the time. Like, everyone knows, like, look at your data, look at your analytics on your posts to see, one had like, right now I'm studying my posts that got the most followers, and like, what was it about those posts that attracted the most followers? And sort of looking at that, looking at the data analytics. I pretty much nailed down like the times of day. Like, the people that look at my content are generally on between 11 and 1, which I found really interesting, because that means they at work, y'all. But that also lends to, when I learned that most people don't listen to TikTok, they have the volume down. Yeah, because they at work when they scrolling. Which is why we have to have on, we got to have all our text on screen, our captions on, doing all the things, trying to figure out how to get right. Exactly. Exactly, cutie. Hold on, I'm trying to grab that. You are absolutely right. Hello. Because they're all doing it. They're all doing it. I'm trying to figure out how to get another job while they sitting on that one. Oh, yeah. And then I've even had employees that and I manage IT. I do a lot of things in our company, but I'm our COO as well as HR officer. But, I manage IT. And so, of course, I get all the alerts, from the LinkedIn email just went out, or so-and-so's on LinkedIn. Like, hello, don't you know Big Brother is watching, right? But yeah, clearly. So we've looked at those analytics, but I haven't really analyzed followers and engagement. So that's something I'm going to spend probably this weekend really looking at and trying to understand, what was it about those pieces of content that attracted followers, so I can attempt to try to, duplicate that. And particularly, I'm chasing creator rewards again. So doing that. And, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. Because even though I had made it into the program, I had only had one post that was qualified, because there's this whole formula as to what makes it a qualified view, which is a whole nother history lesson and numbers lesson in sort of what's qualified. But it had only earned 38 cents, y'all. And that, it's great, but it ain't great. So, I'm an overachiever, so I'm going to try to get the 100,000 views in these next, I'm about to 3 weeks. Yeah. I got to do some math for real to see how many I need to be cranking out each day to make that happen. But, trying to get there. So we're talking about branding. And okay, see, I done went all off on a tangent. Y'all be all over the place. Where I was going was looking at content, right? So thinking about content and the brand deals and companies and that you're looking for. So a good thing is to sort of write that list out, what that looks like. Like for me, so I'm looking at tech companies. Like I'm an HR officer. I'm at a desk. I work remotely. I got way too many computers in here. It's a whole lot in here in terms of a setup. So I'm looking at tech companies. I got some HP over here. I got a Dell over here. There's an iMac over there. So I'm looking at tech companies. And work, dressing up for work. So I'm looking at apparel companies. I want some look here. And I'm a car girl. It don't really, I got to figure out how to tie it into my niche. And I'm driving an Audi, but it's an older one and I could use a new one. Audi, did you hear me? And that may be, a shot in the dark and a long shot, but I keep hope alive. But yeah, so really thinking about how to do. Okay, what is you trying to say, cousin? She said a lot of talking. What are you trying to say? See, y'all, it be your own family. Now I see. That's why I got that piece of that reply from that person that says, "See, your family don't even be messing with you." Okay, she is so silly. She said, "See if Audi got some free samples." Girl, I don't want them mugs they give you every time you bring your car in for service. I want a new car. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. So thinking about does your content really present well for, yes, girl, I want a sample car. I don't care whose name they want slap it. They can have it wrapped with Audi of America all over it, and I will gladly drive it. Yes. Audi, did you hear that? Audi, are you listening? But yeah, so I took my car in for service a few weeks ago, and I did do a couple videos when I was walking around the dealership. But there's more. I still got some more in my draft, so more to come. But yeah, it's really thinking about, like, does your page, is it representative and is it appealing for the brands and that you're looking to attract? Again, if you're interested in brand deals, and that's sort of the position that I took when Sepoy and I co-hosted. What else do I want to share? And a couple things like talking about, again, just making sure that our content is representative of that. And then making that outreach. And I haven't started studying the UGC creators, but I'm going to do that because clearly that's what they're here to do. Like, most of them do not go live. They are truly doing user-generated content for the sole purpose of attracting brands. So I'm definitely going to spend some time in some of those rooms like I did with UGC. It's user-generated content. So basically, their whole niche is about creating content for the sole purpose. Thank you, Sepoy, for those hand hearts. Being the title gifter is about attracting brands. So just like I did, like with Mish and some of the other rooms, like learning battle strategy and how to build community from Boss Mitri, like spending time in all those other rooms I do for that purpose of learning. I'm going to start spending some time there because, like, that's a big goal for me for 2026. So we've been talking about goal setting. And we talked about branding, and I have pinned it's in my showcase, just because, again, I'm just an overachiever. It's a book. It's called The 12-Week Year, and I like it, but again, it's not for the faint at heart. It's not something that everybody's going to be like, "Oh yes, sign me up." What it really does is it basically gives you a model, a template to achieve a year's worth of goals in 12 weeks. So you're basically looking at every 3 months as a year. And so, it's work, right? You've got to create a plan, but then you've got to have that dedicated time towards it. And for me, because I'm only in New York 2 more years, I mean, it's a couple of things for me. Like, I'm looking at not just the location where I am, like New York salary is real different than salary in other places. So the math may change. My goal is for it not to change. So there's some things that I need to do in the meantime to make sure that I'm level when I leave the city. And so I'm truly, like, for the next 2 years, literally. So thinking about it, like, if there's 12-week year, we've got 4 quarters in a year. You would literally, if you follow the plan to a T, okay, you would literally achieve 4 years worth of goals in 1 year. And even if you relax it a bit, even to achieve 2 years of goals, and that's sort of where I'm looking at, because, like, I need my sleep, y'all. I mean, I like sleep. But I'm looking to, do at least two big chunks. So be able to accomplish like 2 years worth of goals in 1 year, like, would be sort of amazing. And that book, it's a solid template. So I'm gonna probably next week, I'm gonna actually, pull out some of the key fundamentals out of the book and share in the live, so we can kind of go through that for people. And at the very least, like, if you don't want to do that, but you still want to make some progress on your goals, hey Tony, welcome in. Just doing one thing every single day, and I call it the 1% better rule. Just doing one thing every single day towards your goal achievement will get you there. So that is what we are talking about. I'm trying to think where were we? Where were we? And tomorrow, yeah, let me talk about tomorrow because I'm kind of excited. So Winning Wednesday. So one thing I haven't really talked about in the live is actually getting promoted. And so that's where we're going to spend tomorrow on Winning Wednesday, is really talking about things to do and sort of how to show up. I'm good, Tony. How are you? I had a medical procedure today, so I'm still a little what do they call it? I don't want to say the INTOX word because this algorithm may think I'm, sipping on something. I'm still a little woozy. So I'm gonna come off shortly, but yeah, nothing major, nothing major. Just one of them old folks procedures. No, I had a colonoscopy today. And it was, that is one of the best naps. I see why, not that I proponent of what Michael Jackson did, but that's some good sleep. So yeah, but no, we're going to talk about sort of how to get promoted, how to get seen. And I'll talk about how I've created the steps that I take. And it's really fangirling, different companies and do not disturb. iPhone is not doing their job. Okay. Anywho, we're going to talk about that again, how to get promoted, how to get seen at work, visible, getting paid, making a presence, and really creating your brand at work. So it's looking at branding, not so much as a creator. That's what we talked about Sunday, and we talked a lot about today. But it's how to create a brand at work and how to get seen. And it's really what gets you promoted. Like grinding at your desk and cranking out work, sure, that helps, but that's the smallest part of it. It's really about being seen, it's about your impact, and it's about relationships. So we're going to talk about that on tomorrow. Any questions, folks? For those who joined late, I'm going to just go over the 3 things I learned today about securing your account, just in case you missed it. And this came up recently because a couple of larger creators have had their TikTok accounts hacked. So a couple things to do. Hey, Greg, welcome in. One thing is to go into your security settings and make sure you have 2-step verification turned on. So turn that on. And so you can set up what that 2-step verification will look like. The second thing is within that same settings, you'll see a button. It says something like save passwords across iCloud platforms. What they're saying is that doesn't necessarily mean it could be anybody's iCloud platform. So if the hacker potentially has an iCloud platform, it might give you more vulnerability. So that setting was on for me because when I grabbed my iPad, I didn't want to have to type in my TikTok password, but I actually turned it off. And as you see, I logged into my other phone earlier on the live and I just typed it in. But yeah, turning that off is just an extra layer of protection. I reset my password today because that's just something, I turned on, I've changed some settings. So if someone had gotten into my account, I've reset the password today too. But then the most important thing is scrolling down to the end. Once you end the settings and privacy, all the way at the bottom, there's some numbers on our accounts. And when you tap on that numbers, you'll see another set of 2 numbers will appear, and they're very long numbers. Just screenshot those numbers. From my understanding is that those numbers are unique identifiers that potentially a hacker who hacked into your account would not have those numbers. And so that's what's going to be helpful for you to regain access or regain control of your account if it was ever hacked. And having an agency. Like I said, I'm with GQ, not necessarily saying that you have to be with GQ, but having an agency is really your only liaison other than going through, the app where you say file an appeal or let them know something. There's no 1-800 TikTok that we can call and say, hey, I'm a creator, my account was just hacked. So having an agency is really an extra layer. It's like insurance, having another layer of support and someone who could be a direct liaison. And I know that they have been helpful with some folks getting their accounts restored. So I definitely wanted to make sure I repeated those for folks that came in late. And for those folks watching in the hallway, yeah, let's look and see who's in the hallway, y'all. Because did y'all know folks be in the hallway? How many folks we got out there? Okay, so it said we had 296 people come through the room today. And how many? Oh, it's 6 people in the hallway. Why y'all peeking in the hallway? Well, y'all can stay in the hallway today because we about to we're about to shut it down. But come back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about getting paid, getting promoted, and more importantly, branding yourself at work to get paid and also to get promoted. Well, folks, I am going to log off and continue resting. Yes, and I'll be back to normal and good as new in the morning. I hope I have shared something that have made you think, gave you some information, just helped uplift you and reset you in any way. And I be bopping around these TikTok streets. So I will see you all. Good night, QD. Thank you. I'll be in class shortly. I may be dozing off in class, but I'll be in class. Good night, bestie. C-Poy. I know you go live later. So if I'm awake, I may pop in and get my heart me. Yeah, because I don't think I saw you earlier. But yes, other than that, I will see you all in the TikTok streets. Have a good night. Thank you for that heart me. Hey, loved ones. Thank you.